Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to Adam McKola TV. We are back. This is the preview for Manchester United against Everton, which is Manchester United's next fixture in the Premier League. We're at Old Trafford with the early kickoff. Yet again, we were one of the early kickoffs last weekend as United's game against Villa was brought forward from the 3 p.m. kickoff to 12:30 p.m. and Manchester United lost that one, losing our first Premier League game of the season. We've got a difficult game coming up against Everton, who have a few injury issues of their own, but are still a very, very good side and one that will prove to bring their own threats to Old Trafford. But we need to be picking up 3 points, especially on a weekend where Liverpool and Manchester City will be playing against each other. We need to be picking up 3 points and we need to be bouncing back after that defeat against Aston Villa. Manchester United did get that win against Villarreal, but I think in the last 5 games, we've lost 3 of those. It's not a great record and we need to start turning that around and we need to start picking up 3 points more consistently. Because at the moment, it feels like we're going win, defeat, ecstasy, agony, ollie in, ollie out. It's just up and down every single week. Obviously, football's not that clear as much as people would like it to be. But nevertheless, United, Everton, Old Trafford, Premier League football. It's a proper Premier League fixture, that is, isn't it? And hopefully we can get a good win to start the weekend. Because if we can start the weekend with 3 points and then our rivals have to play, it's a little bit different, isn't it? And we'll be at top of the table, I think, if we win that game as well. So, I know it's early on in the season, but nevertheless, you want to be at the top of the table rather than at the bottom of the table. And if Manchester United win, we then go top of the league on 16 points. Liverpool will have 14. Manchester City will have 13. And those two teams will play against each other. So if you get a draw in that game, happy days. But we have to win this game first. And as I said, it's going to be a difficult game. We'll have some of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's quotes coming through as his press conference was at 1:30 p.m. today, so we'll have some of those quotes coming for you. But early team news is obvious. Manchester United are without Amad Diallo, without Harry Maguire, who still has that calf injury, and without Marcus Rashford, who has returned to training, but this game is too early for him. Luke Shaw is questionable whether he'll be back for this one. He was a doubt for that game against Villarreal. He obviously missed that game against Villarreal. We missed him as well. As good as Alex Tellers' goal was, I thought defensively we missed we missed Wan-Bissaka and we missed Luke Shaw. So fingers crossed we have Luke Shaw back. Also, questionable injury issues for Everton. They've got no Fabian Delph, that's definite. And they could be without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Seamus Coleman, Gomez, Iwobi, Pickford and Richarlison. Which is a whole host of injuries for them, isn't it? So we'll see what happens there as well when their press conference comes out later on today. I can already see all you guys in the comments as well. Thank you very much for joining us. Mugni says, who do you think the best player in the squad has been so far? You're looking at David De Gea. You're looking at Cristiano Ronaldo. You're possibly looking at Mason Greenwood as well. Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba have also done well at times in this season. Thoughts on Van der Beek reaction to not being brought on, says Luyayolo. Sorry if I've said your name wrong. Expected frustration from a player that doesn't get enough minutes, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of debate about whether Ollie's right to leave him out or wrong to leave him out, this, that and the other. And look, everyone knows I back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I want him to succeed. I want him to be the manager. But this is something that I think he's got a little bit wrong. I think we should have been seeing more of Donny van der Beek in the Manchester United team. He played the same amount of minutes last season. In more appearances, he played the same amount of minutes as Juan Mata last season. That isn't enough of an opportunity to get a run into the team. Now, some people say, well, when he hasn't played well. I look at that game against West Ham. I thought he was one of our best players in that game. The game against Young Boys, he had to get sacrificed because we went down to 10 men. His game completely changes. And there have been some performances from him where I think he's looked quite good. And then I look at the performances of McTominay and Fred. And everyone can say he's not a number 6 or this, that and the other. But nor is McTominay, nor is Fred. And what we see from McTominay and Fred, yes, at times they both put in good performances, or they have a good game, or they score a goal, or, whatever. But watching that game against Villarreal midweek, I saw a midfielder in our number 6 position. Look, it's not his game, fair enough, but he wasn't demanding the ball enough. He wasn't dropping into spaces for his centre-backs to be able to find him. He wasn't allowing the team to progress further enough. We've heard talk about the United attackers want the game to be played quicker. That comes from your midfielder demanding the ball a little bit more. And we didn't see enough of that. And if people want to say, well, he's defensively better than Donny van der Beek, I'd also question that. Because I think Donny van der Beek has the football intelligence, which is superior to both of those players. And we saw him throwing challenges in against West Ham. Now, it was a game we lost, but I don't think it was a game we lost because of him. And the other day against Villarreal, again, it was just one game, but McTominay didn't do enough defensively. He wasn't flying into challenges. He wasn't, occupying spaces where he could cause a nuisance. Etienne Capoue showed him how to play that position. Etienne Capoue, who was at Spurs, who was at Watford, and is now at Villarreal. Etienne Capoue. And look, no disrespect to him, but, if Etienne Capoue is out bossing our player in that position, we've got a problem. So I understand Donny van der Beek's frustrations. I really do. I think he should be getting more game time. But if he's not, there clearly seems to be some sort of an issue between him and the manager. Does the manager just not fancy him? Is he not doing enough in training? I'm not sure. I can't explain it. Because in my opinion, he should have had more minutes. And he hasn't. So that's what I think about the Donny van der Beek situation. I understand his frustrations. I think he should have been played more, and he hasn't been. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Donny van der Beek. Hasp says, thoughts on the KDB yellow versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka red. Yeah, it was ridiculous, and it was compounded by the fact that Wan-Bissaka's ban was then extended. Like, I could get it if, it was just a one-off decision or something, and 2 referees saw it differently. But then the fact that he got an extended ban, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. No consistency in refereeing. I think that's what a lot of people's issues are with it. There's a lack of consistency. Josh thinks it's going to be 2-1 to Manchester United in this game. Ronaldo 5 goals in 5 games, comments Ben. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo on fire. Obviously, I thought Edinson Cavani made a massive impact when he came off the bench against Villarreal. Created more space for Cristiano Ronaldo. And Cristiano Ronaldo I think he dropped onto the right-hand side when Lingard was making those inward runs, wasn't he? And he found Lingard with one of those crosses. Lingard almost scored. And then that's where the goal came from. Ronaldo came in from the right. Lingard was busy in front of goal. And they combined for that goal. But Cavani, I thought his movement and Lingard's movement combined with that created all sorts of problems for Villarreal. And it then freed up Cristiano Ronaldo to be a little bit more of a danger. But we didn't create enough for Cristiano Ronaldo. We didn't create enough for, any of our strikers in a lot of the games this season. We haven't created enough for them. And we need to do better. Thomas Clark, is Van der Beek better than Nicky Butt? I think they're different players. But first off, yeah, it's not 99. Do you know what I mean? He's not competing with Paul Scholes, Roy Keane and Nicky Butt. So a lot of these people as well going on like, oh, well, Fred and McTominay aren't that good. Bloody, what I mean? They're not that good. Is Donny van der Beek better than Nicky Butt? I thought Nicky Butt was incredibly underrated. He had a fantastic World Cup for England at one stage, and I also thought for United. I remember the 2-2 game when Cantona came home and he juggled the ball into the goal before scoring against Liverpool. I think Nicky Butt was incredibly underrated, but different players. I thought we bought Sancho to play he can play on the right, he can play on the left, he can play through the middle. I don't see a problem with that, and I think it's also because Mason Greenwood's also playing, and Mason Greenwood probably prefers to play in off the right-hand side. So then we play Jadon Sancho in a position he's comfortable in on the left. Jadon Sancho would be in my team again for this game. Paras, how you doing, mate? Anilson, thank you for your comment, although I don't agree with it. Kieran says, I see a tight game tomorrow from our last few games. We don't seem to run away with it. I'm saying 3-2. 3-2 is an interesting game, isn't it? Even if it is tight. Matic was a maestro against Villarreal. He seemed to slow the game down and take control of it. You can do that in some games. You need that to happen in some games. Some games, slowing it down isn't what you want. But I hear you. I thought Matic was a composing figure when he come on. And again, he knows how to play that role. Scott McTominay doesn't know how to play that role. So when Varane or Lindelof are picking up the ball and McTominay is walking in behind their players and he's not showing for the ball, Matic is showing for the ball. Matic is coming around, getting into positions, making those angles. I don't see it enough from Scott McTominay, unfortunately. And for as bad as Fred can be, at times I see it from Fred. He always wants the ball. Sometimes he's silly with it, but he always wants the ball. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing, get keeping it locked to Adam McKola TV. Let's have a look at some of the quotes that are coming through from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference as well. 1 minute, I will bring some of those up for you. Let's head over to United's Twitter. Yeah, keep your comments coming in. Sat Thursday thinks it's going to be 3-0 to Manchester United. Let's have a look. So he says, Luke Shaw's feeling better in himself. He's been ill, but he's still got the shoulder injury. We've got to make a decision on him. Donny was ready to come on against Villarreal. I've been a sub more than anyone in this club, probably. I must have a record appearance as a sub, and you have to be ready all the time. I've been unhappy a few times. Still doesn't explain anything. Alex was coming off as a left back, and Fred did that job well. I understand the frustration. Every player is keen to play. That's got to be built into energy and determination for when you get on and show me. Fair point in that regard. He says it's not just Donny van der Beek. It's the players. I've got a squad of internationals. And if we're going to be successful, we need positive energy. Donny has never affected his teammates negatively. As soon as I see players affecting the team negatively, then that's a different scenario. And I'll probably be firmer. Look, I think what he's alluding to there is this is a normal thing in football. Donny van der Beek was disappointed to not come on. Obviously, he's got the frustrations that have built as well from probably not playing enough football. Acting out like that or whatever, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Marcus trained fully for the first time today with contact, says Ollie, so that's good news. There are a few tackles flying in on him, and he seemed okay, which was nice to see. Solskjaer on reports of Cristiano Ronaldo telling him Manchester United need to move the ball quicker. He says, wow, what can you answer to that? What we speak about, that's between us. We've not had that discussion, to put it that way. He has had a great impact on and off the pitch. 5 goals in 5 games at his age says everything. You've got to manage him. He's a very good example for everybody. So that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been speaking about in his press conference, which happened this afternoon, not long ago now. Obviously, press conferences, you hardly learn anything new. Trying to find out some team news. Luke Shaw's got an illness as well as that shoulder injury still. So it looks like he could be out of this one. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be back. He missed that game against Villarreal because of his suspension. He'll miss the next one against Atalanta as well before returning for the away game against Atalanta. He says Ollie also said the boost and energy you get in the group after a win like Wednesday has to be built on. It's a quick turnaround. We've got to start like we finished. Yeah, if Man United play like they did against Villarreal, Everton will beat us. And that's not to say Everton are a better team against Villarreal, but we won't get away with those missed opportunities again. In the first half, Villarreal had 5-6 opportunities, clear-cut ones, probably better opportunities than Ronaldo's and Tellez's, which they scored from. They had 5-6 chances that they should have buried. Combination of poor finishing and David De Gea being amazing meant that they didn't. If we give those kind of chances to Everton, we won't get away with it again. So we have to be at it. We have to be at it. Anyway, I've tried to think of a predicted 11. This is what I've gone with. I want to see Pogba in the midfield for simple reasons that I want to see attackers in the front line and I want to see midfielders in the midfield. I've put it as a 4-2-3-1. You could have it as a 4-3-3. We played as a 4-3-3 against Villarreal. I just thought it was ineffective because our number 6 was ineffective. And we need a player in that position. And if we're not going to get a player in that position, someone needs to coach McTominay on how to play that position. Carrick needs to get in his ear, get him on wanting the ball more, demanding that ball. Anyway, I've gone with David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof. I've put Luke Shaw, but after hearing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's quotes, I'm less confident about that. But I've gone with Luke Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Greenwood, Sancho, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, what crossed my mind was Cristiano Ronaldo on the left and Cavani through the middle with Sancho on the right or Greenwood on the right. But I think that was Cavani's first minutes back, wasn't it? I'm sure it was. No, he did play in the game against Villa. He came on as well. But he hasn't started a game yet. And that's what's been on my mind. So I'm not sure if he'll start this one. If he does, I wouldn't be against it at all. And Save the Jungle says Cavani and Lingard should start. That's probably a good shout in terms of freshness and stuff. Mo says Greenwood needs a rest. I'd start Lingard. But whatever happens, I want to see Matic in that team. We'll probably see Fred. But anyway, that's my 11 that I've gone with. There were a few different alterations I had, but I've gone with that one for the graphic. It is easy to say Donny in, but do you think Ollie sees something we don't as fans since we are not in training and around them? Hoping for a win, 2-0 United, says Eric. That is a fair point. It's a totally fair point. Thank you for your super chat, Eric. Thank you for getting involved. That is a fair point. But we also see games. And I know that Donny isn't as passive as just letting Varane stand on the ball and not showing for it. I know that doesn't happen with Donny van der Beek on the team. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. Everyone knows I give credit where Ollie deserves credit. I give criticism where I think this is an oversight on his behalf. And I do think the insistence on playing McTominay and or Fred constantly will be his undoing unless we get a signing ASAPs. Zane says true, Eric, but we need better combinations against small teams. Wins the league, not the top 4. Why can't we keep a clean sheet, says Sheldon. Good question. What's interesting is we haven't conceded more than 1 in a game yet. Apart from young boys, bloody hell, with 10 men. Okay. With 11 men, we haven't conceded more than 1 in a game yet. P. Savage says, would love to see Cavani start. The only reason Cavani wasn't in my 11 was because of I don't think he's probably ready to start a game. So that's what I've gone with there. Let's see if we've got any more quotes from Ollie. Obviously, we want to know about Maguire as well, who's out. He's got a calf injury. He's not in the England squad, but I assume he'll be back after the international break. He says Harry is still out and Ahmad is still out. We didn't lose anyone else on Wednesday night. Everton boss Rafael Benitez has held his pre-match press conference on Friday and confirmed that 4 of his regular starters would miss the trip to Old Trafford. Calvert-Lewin and Seamus Coleman have both been out in recent weeks, and while they have resumed training, they are not yet fit enough for first-team football. They started on the pitch little by little, but they are not ready for this game. So no Calvert-Lewin, no Seamus Coleman. And he says Richarlison and Andre Gomez have also been ruled out of contention, while Iwobi is a doubt. Pickford should return. I don't mind Pickford returning, to be totally honest with you. I think he's shit. Alex Iwobi is a doubt, though. No Richarlison, no Andre Gomez, no Dominic Calvert-Lewin, no Seamus Coleman. We should be beating this team. You know what I mean? We should be. We'll probably never get a better chance to play Everton with them missing their best 2 attacking players. So, yeah, we need to be going all out at this one. But as we know, Rafa Benitez, he knows how to get a team organised. He knows how to get a team defensively sound. He's got the likes of Damari Gray, Andros Townsend, Salomon Rondon. I think those 3 might start for them. which is an incredible 3. But you look at the form of Damari Gray. I've always thought he was a talent, to be fair, when he was at Leicester and stuff. And to see him back in the Premier League is good, but I hope he doesn't score this weekend. He's been on an incredible run. Andros Townsend scored a bouter the other week. So you look around and they've got players that can cause problems, but we should be beating these guys. We should be beating these guys. Every game is a must-win, says Hazik. Rafa says, can Ronaldo become top goal scorer in the Premier League? I think there's stiff competition, and you've got the likes of Mo Salah. Harry Kane will eventually get back into the goals. You've obviously got competition there, but I think he'll be right up there for a chance. Tom says, surely Cavani starts after Wednesday. Like I said, the reason I haven't put Cavani in my 11 wasn't because of performance. It was because of, I personally think Oli won't start him, maybe because of fitness, full match fitness. But that's just a prediction. I could be wrong. Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Get your score predictions in as we wrap up this preview. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting that like button, you're commenting, you're sharing. We'll keep it running for another couple of minutes to get those predictions in. 4-3-3 with Ronaldo on the left, Cavani up top and Sancho right. Could be. Lindelof should play as a 6. He's been on the ball, says Jake. They've got players in form at the moment, so could be harder than we think, says SMP. Agreed. Cavani only played about 10 minutes on Wednesday, says Glenn. Exactly. So his match fitness isn't going to be up there. Lebo says if Cavani doesn't start, then Donny should start alongside Matic. Pranav thinks it's going to be 3-1 to Manchester United. My score prediction is 2-1 Manchester United again. I'm going for a Cristiano Ronaldo goal. I'm going for a Mason Greenwood goal. And I'm going for a Man United win. I take it though. I really would take it with Liverpool and City playing after us, with, early kickoff, all that kind of stuff. Midweek game just gone. I'd take any sort of win this weekend. We need to win this game. Hassan says 2-0. Ben says 5-0. SMP says 3-2. Iksan says 2-1. Stefan says 2-1 as well. Dean says 1-1. Sam says, I think we'll take a 2-0, but probably not the best performance. But Ronnie's going to score. Ming says 3-1 United as well. I'm going 2-1. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll have live reaction from outside Old Trafford after the game as well. So make sure you join us for that tomorrow. The live stream will be scheduled soon, so you can kind of set your reminders and all those kind of things on there. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. See you in a bit. Come on, United.